on out. The family will not have a statement. I'll make a brief statement on behalf of the family, and then we'll hear from the family's civil counsel. We'll introduce and have and hear from their civil counsel.
We're live. I don't know if anybody
very
else
good.
is, but okay.
All right. At this time, the family of David Latham obviously is very disappointed in the verdict. They're disappointed that family members who were present and witnesses were not able to give their testimony. They feel as if there has been tremendous cover-up from within the department as it relates to this investigation, and for that reason, they will be pursuing from this point on a federal probe into this from a civil rights perspective. But beyond that, as the family moves forward, they're also very troubled that the Norfolk branch NAACP and their legal redress injected themselves into this case, not from an objectional civil rights perspective, but as a character witness for the officer in this killing, and they feel that that was very influential, having the NAACP speaking on behalf of a white officer in the death of yet another black man. The appearance is that black people cannot get justice at the hands when they're killed at the hands of the police. This is a perpetuation of that mentality, and it must stop. It is unfortunate that these municipalities have determined that families cannot get the totality of justice. Justice has to either be delved out in a conviction or in a civil settlement, but they have determined that you won't get both. And so that presents a problem. Justice is justice. The facts, the evidence as presented was absolutely favorable to the prosecution. However, we believe that because this was a mentally ill black man, his life did not have value. 2 days before David Latham was killed, Mr. Lawrence Fain, also a mentally ill black man, was killed. It was swept under the rug. There is a continuance of this mentality. There were witnesses in the case that we feel their testimony puts other citizens, particularly mentally ill citizens, at danger because of the way that they described these incidents from their perspective and from their profession. There needs to be a full overview of the mental health system and the Norfolk Police departmental system as it relates to mental health. We have a tremendous burden in front of us, and so for this family, they have retained counsel, very capable and competent counsel, in Attorney John Babineau and Attorney Todd Fiorella, and they will speak from this point on the family's next course of action. Attorney Fiorella.
This is not the end for the family. The family now has their opportunity to speak and to push their case forward. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that there is justice for this family for what was a wrongful death of their son. John.
Yes, I'd just like to chime in for a second. There's already been a case filed, a complaint filed in the United States District Court, which sets forth the basis for the negligence claim. As many of you know, and maybe all of you know, a criminal case is a proof beyond a reasonable doubt standard. So it's a very high standard, a very high burden in those cases. A civil case, which is a negligence case, which will be the next proceeding, which will be held in the United States District Court, is a preponderance of the evidence standard. So there are different standards. There's different evidence that's able to be introduced in the context of a civil case that the criminal jury was not able to hear. So issues related to training and issues related to other police conduct relative to dealing with mentally ill patients and folks that they're called to for service to their houses will all be discussed. So in one big respect, the civil case is an opportunity for the Lathams to get justice through the civil system, to be able to expose, if you will, all the shortcomings and failings of the actions, not only of the police officer, but the police department and the city, and to bring into question and to bring all of that evidence to light within the context of that civil case. So with that said, The Latham family obviously is suffering. They continue to suffer. Mr. and Mrs. Latham and the whole Latham family actually are awesome folks, and you all are standing within 2 feet now of where David Latham was shot 5 times. You're holding the camera where the police officer discharged the weapon and then went into the house shooting David in the back while the knife was on the front porch. So you are here at the scene. It's not any dramatic effect. The Latham family is suffering. They appreciate the press respecting their, if you will, their security here at their house, and not to come back and try to get any additional statements from them. If you want any statements or want any updates, you can get in touch with either Todd Fiorella or myself, and if appropriate, we'd be happy to talk to you.
John, is there anything that the family would like to say?
The family has said all that they're going to say at this point. We've expressed all of the family's sentiments, and at this time, again, as the attorney has said, we echo, please give them their privacy. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.